What's up, guys? Welcome to the Linecheck podcast. It's me, Brennan, and today in the studio, I'm here with Sam Eppel. How's it going?
It's good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Good to see you.
Me too.
Me and Sam used to work together a long time ago at like one of the first places where I became a CDC somehow, and Sam also became like the bar manager there.
Yeah, I think we both cut our teeth at the same time.
Place. And it was kind of like we're not supposed to be in this position, but we kind of just like held it down and just like I guess it was like a chance to be creative in your end and then on my end a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's how it works for a lot of people in restaurants. It's just kind of like just falling upward, just picking things up that you see lying around and eventually trying to find a way to make that work for yourself.
Yeah, for sure. And Sam is a bartender. Just in case you're wondering what he does.
I do. I'm a bartender. I make drinks.
He makes drinks. And you currently work at Odium in downtown LA.
Yeah, I've been there for a year and a half now.
Pretty sick restaurant.
It really is. Yeah, I'm lucky to be there.
Never been, but maybe I'll go.
Just let me know, man. We'll be happy to have you.
Yeah, there's so many places to eat at. It's crazy. It's like I have to like pick and choose which ones. You know?
I mean, people ask me when they come in, where should I go around here? And I'm just like, I have no idea. Yeah, it's hard to get out.
Yeah. Tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
I guess just kind of another restaurant lifer, a guy that was trying to figure it out, going to community college, deciding what he wants to do with the rest of his life. And somewhere, I worked in restaurants since I could work, since I was 15. And I think there was something about it that always came naturally to me. And eventually, I kind of fell in love with it and decided I wanted to do it and make a career out of it, not just a job. Yeah. So, basically just ended up finding something that worked for me. And drinks kind of became it.
Yeah. How was your first bartending job, or like how did that come to be? And you're like, okay, I'm gonna become a bartender. Were you just kind of thrown as like a bar back or something?
So when you're younger, bartenders look like the coolest person in the restaurant. If you're not working in restaurants yet, I think that when you're in the dining room like with your parents, it just seems like the top. Like it's almost like on a stage. So it already has a kind of a built-in mystique. And I was working at like fast casual Chinese restaurants when I was younger. And I decided I wanted to work in, actual restaurants. And then I became a server. And I worked at a luxury movie theater that had a bar. And that's where I first tried to make it happen. So I just basically started like picking up shifts when people would call out saying, I'll get in there, let me figure it out. And just kind of learned on the fly. And eventually was doing it full time. Yeah.
That's cool. That's a luxury movie theater?
Yeah. It was actually pretty cool. Like every movie came out, I would see it.
Where was this at?
This is down in South Orange County.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Like if you know now how like all movie theaters have some kind of bar in there. Yeah. I think this is kind of the pioneer of it. Like they were opening up down there. Yeah. It's pretty interesting. Sick. That's where I learned the basics. How to actually just shake a set of tins.
Yeah.
And then I kind of want to work somewhere a little bit more nightlife-y and got a job at a dive bar nearby. That's when I learned a lot of the other nuances to the job, Did that for a few years until it was ready for something else. And then it was Padre. That was my third bar.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Figure that one out.
That's tight, though. That's like, I mean, I worked at a lot of restaurants, too. And my timeline of like where I worked seems skewed sometimes. I'm like, wait, did I work here first or did I work there first? I'm like, I don't know. Like, and like in the positions that I've been in, it seems like Padre was like it was too early.
Yeah.
In my like career to be doing that, but it was there somehow.
I was also in a position at Padre after I got like one or two promotions where I was just like, I'm not qualified for this. I'm just the guy who was around willing to try.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I
mean? Like we're doing it because we have some integrity and some drive.
Yeah, ambition, was a big part of it.
Yeah.
So I was willing to try something that I knew I was not qualified to do yet. I didn't have the experience. I didn't know what the job actually was. I learned it on the fly. And I think that's how it works for a lot of people in this industry.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. It was hard, but it was fun, and I learned a lot there.
Absolutely.
Doing it by myself, learning things by myself. That one, I didn't have. Learned it by myself basically there, but it was good. It was good for myself. So you are a dad too.
Yeah.
How's that like?
it's the best thing ever.
Yeah, definitely.
I have to preface what I'm about to say with I don't have her all the time.
Mhm.
You know, she lives with her mom. She has a really good mom,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of support on both sides of the family. A lot of people. It takes a village, and luckily
Yeah.
we have one. So I don't have the pressure that a lot of other dads or
Mhm.
parents in this industry do have, where they're constantly in need to
Yeah.
take care of a child, which is damn near impossible to do if you have to give as many hours as it takes
Yeah.
to really make a restaurant
Yeah,
function.
you work so
And
many
yeah,
long hours. It's like,
working late, it's just not
yeah,
built for someone
yeah.
that's responsible for somebody. So yeah, but when I am free, I do get to be a dad, and it's a nice little switch to flip.
Yeah, definitely. You're like at a bar serving people drinks, and people are just like probably obnoxious most times, or just being like
It's funny how many parallels there
crazy, and
are.
then you're like, all right, it's dad mode now.
Yeah, there's a lot of babysitting involved on both sides of
Yeah.
it.
What's your favorite drink to make?
That's got to be a Negroni.
Negroni.
Absolutely
I
Negroni.
like
I just think
Negronis.
it's the most versatile. You know,
Yeah.
it goes good with dinner. I don't think cocktails actually pair well with food, but that's one of the
Mhm.
few that gets a pass in a lot of ways. It does the trick after a really long day.
Yeah.
You can drink one in the afternoon if you
Yeah.
really are there. You know, put a little soda water in it, makes it a little better. But yeah, Negronis are king for me. It's also satisfying to look at.
Damn, it sounds good right now.
Yeah.
So like, how has it been since you've had a kid, and like you already told me, like it kind of
Yeah.
like the dynamic change of
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
how you work.
I mean, the easiest way to put it is that it changed everything for me.
Yeah.
You know, I think I was just kind of wandering through life, stumbling through life until I found out I would be a dad.
Mhm.
Um, you know, when you're younger, working in restaurants, you know, we're reading books by people like Anthony Bourdain. It's easy to romanticize the idea of like, just I could do this forever.
Mhm.
It seems like when you're 22, you know. You just read about salty restaurant crews. They seem like a bunch of pirates, and they're just having
Yeah.
a good time. And it's like that sounds great. That sounds like a movie. Like I can do that. Now that I'm 33, I'm acutely aware that I don't want to do that for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know, so I think learning that I was going to be a dad and my experience so far being a dad showed me that I do want to know what's next after restaurants for me, or after working the floor of restaurants, working service shifts to get by. You
Mhm.
know. So yeah, I recontextualized a lot of things for me being a dad, and I'm super grateful for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel that. I mean, I'm not a dad, but I would like to be one day. And I
Yeah,
think, and it kind of goes like, I want to be a dad one day, but how can I live in a society where I can like feel like I'm giving enough to this child, and like
yeah,
without, it's like, am I going to keep working in restaurants?
right,
Is this going to be sustainable for
right,
myself and for my kid?
yeah,
And whoever, like, if I'm with my partner, Sasha, I'm planning to,
hmm,
stay with her. But it's just like, it's crazy,
yeah, it's nuts.
like rent's super expensive. Like,
Oh my god,
how am I gonna support a child?
yeah,
It's just like,
yeah, it's crazy. It just changes the way you see everything. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Because again, before when I didn't care that I was working till 4 a.m. every day. I didn't care that I was just I didn't have many design. I probably had fantasies of owning my own bar or restaurant someday, but I don't think I had any designs on it. I just thought that, oh, it'd be cool if that happened someday. If I work hard enough, it'll happen, because
yeah,
that's how America works when
yeah,
you're young and you haven't been kicked in the ass hard enough yet.
yeah.
But
Um,
now, I think now I just kind of understand that it's going to take a little bit more intentional action and long term planning. And yeah, I think having a child puts that in perspective for you.
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, my chef, he just had a kid. Um, like I think she's 4 months old or 6 months old,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, like his definitely like I've seen
Hope
his
he's getting
like
sleep,
I know he's definitely not getting
man.
sleep. He like
4 months
he
old.
like pounds cold brews like all the time. And it's just like, yeah, I've seen him like change from like how he was before and then how he is now. And it's just interesting.
Yeah.
It's cool. Like I definitely want to be a dad one day.
Not. I
It's
hope you
like,
can be soon,
yeah,
but
it's
when you're
it's
ready.
sacrifice. Um yeah, so definitely I got some funny question for you. What's your most memorable guest interaction?
My most memorable guest interaction. All right. Well, this is definitely going to be at Mescalero. Uh, You remember what that bar was like
Yeah,
on like Saturday
yeah.
nights?
Oh, okay. I think I'd pass on the Saturday nights, just because it just looked like I'm like, why is everybody dressed like they're going to like prom or like like it's so Mescalero is a rooftop bar in downtown Long Beach, but it's like everybody's like dressed like they're going to some fancy club. I was like,
Oh my god.
I'm like, what's going on? I'm like,
Yeah. So it was definitely there, and it was one of those nights where we're just four deep. You can't hear a thing because the DJ's that loud. Um, and I build around for a guy, and he, hands me his card to close his tab out, and I spin around, and I'm using the POS to put the order through, and I feel something on the card, and look down, and there is a small plastic bag stuck to the back of his card with what I can only guess are illegal substances in the bag.
yeah,
And I'm the manager of this establishment, and I just found drugs on someone's card, and I'm like, this guy has to be just so messed up. I can't return this to him.
yeah,
So I did the only thing I knew to do, which was to put it in my pocket and pretend I didn't find it. I didn't do them, but I was like, I can't hand this back, and I close him out, and I hand his card back to him, and he goes on his way, and I dispose of them, and then later on, I see him come up, and he just is staring at me, and I look back at him, and he continues to look at me, and I'm like, do you need a drink? And he's like, no. He didn't know how to ask me if I
yeah.
found anything, because he's like, but it was one of the cringiest and most awkward and kind of hilarious experiences I've ever had. And I was just like, yeah, I just kind of waited it out, and eventually he left because I was
left.
like,
He's
yeah.
like, all right,
What's he gonna do, call the cops?
yeah,
Like,
exactly,
the bartender stole my drugs.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, that's got to be up there with those.
There's like, I don't know if I can say this on camera, but I'm just gonna say it's an actress, but she was doing like coke in one of the bathrooms at this place I used to work at.
Oh man.
And it's like, but she like made it like known that this is what's happening in this bathroom.
Yeah, I mean, we know you're doing drugs in
Yeah,
our bathroom.
yeah.
just give us the ability to deny that we know it,
Exactly.
and everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like it sucks.
Yeah, it's whatever. Yeah, definitely a lot of funny things definitely happen in that bar, I'm sure.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, that's got to be the best one though.
What are some of the pros and cons of being a bartender?
I guess I want to start with the cons because I'd rather end it on a higher note. The cons, I mean, the hours suck. Like nobody wants to work at night all the time. It's nice at Odium, being at something that's more chef driven and not cocktail driven. We close at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock on the weekends, so I don't really deal with that craziness anymore.
Yeah.
But working working service until 2 and then cleaning up till 4 all the time, not it. The pros, though, obviously, people get into it for a reason. The money is good. It's a good way to support yourself. It's a good way to prop something else up if you have it going. If you're trying to make it in another industry or trying to put yourself through school, I think it's a really good way to do that because the hours also align with other pursuits during the day. But that is just something that's also built for your younger days because you're looking at long hours if that's what you're up to.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'll say that it's something it's great to do, and it's valid work, and I think it's a pretty cool craft to learn, but I think it helps to have an off ramp.
Yeah.
Or just have some other things in mind that you would like to accomplish.
Yeah. I thought about being a bar back or like dabbling into like the bartending because I thought it'd be fun. I'm like, I think it could be a pretty good bar back. I'm like pretty fast and then I can like clean stuff. But then I was like, I don't know if I want to stay up that late.
Yeah, I think it's the same work as if you're, a barista. You're keeping the station clean, you're making beverages with liquid, and you're doing exactly the same movements. It's just one's working at 5 a.m. till noon, and the other one's working the exact opposite.
Yeah. What's your best in the weed story?
This one was at Odium not too long ago. Maybe I think it was actually the last holiday season. It was around Christmas. It was a Saturday night. We had like 380 covers.
It's crazy how the script is flipped for like busy restaurants in the holiday in LA compared to like Long Beach. Isn't it crazy? It's like the holidays in LA are like the restaurants are so busy.
Right.
And then here it's like no one goes to restaurants during the holiday season. It's because obviously like the more wealthy are gonna
Yeah,
be
there's
dining
that, and then
out
also,
more.
it seems like a lot of people that are here are not from here.
Uh-huh.
So if you're around the holidays, I think people tend to go visit their families or go home, or I don't know. I like to just stay in when it's holiday
Oh
time.
yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
I
Yeah.
don't go out
Yeah.
during that season at all. But anyway, it was near Christmas, and we were just it was moving, and I regularly, because I lead the bar there, and I regularly have to go check in with the hosts to see what our next turn's looking like. Let them know how many bar stools I have available, what the ETA is on another opening, and as I'm talking to the host, I see somebody walking towards the front door, and I decide to open it for him because I'm standing right there, and a really handsome gentleman walks in with just impossible style, and I'm really busy right now. And I closed the door behind him, and I turned back to the host, and I said, "Is Jude Law behind me?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, I'm going back to the bar right now." Because if Jude Law's in there, I'm sure he's got a reservation, and he's going to be sat at the table really quickly. So I take a lap through the kitchen and go to the back hallway back to the bar. And when I arrive back at my station, he's sitting at the bar stool in front of me. Apparently, his table was about 10 minutes late, so he was going to have a drink. And I've never been more starstruck in my life. I've never been more nervous about what I was about to make somebody. And he orders a gin martini, which is just the most difficult drink to make for somebody, because anybody says martini, I instantly have no idea what they're actually asking me for, because the definition of a martini has changed so many times, and there are different interpretations of it. Some people want just the classic 2-to-1 gin to vermouth martini. Some people want Tito's beaten up in a tin as long as and cold as I can make it. Some people want something with juice in it and just a V-shaped glass, but when it came to Jude, there's just no way he wants anything but the best classic martini. Like, this is
Yeah,
basically James
he's
Bond.
British, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's very
exactly.
British.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
and just absolutely
Yeah,
sophisticated. So
definitely.
I'm like, okay, I'm about to make Jude Law a martini, and it has to be the best martini I've ever made. So, I've just never been more physically nervous making somebody a drink. I made it for him, and he took a sip and looked up at me and winked and just said it's perfect, and then turned to his friends
with the accent.
and yeah, I think at that point I looked up and said, like, that this could be my last drink I ever made. That'd be cool.
Yeah, damn, that's cool. Jude Law, hell yeah.
It was pretty sick. Yeah.
Oh man, dang. I'm just like thinking of it in my head. He's like, "Thank you for the drink, chap."
Something like that. Yeah. He just sounded so cool.
Yeah,
oh my god.
but like way more sophisticated than how I sound.
Yeah. We don't sound like Jude Law.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's why we're not actors. So you have a pop-up that you've been doing recently.
Yeah.
It's called the Meadow at Dusk.
Meadow at Dusk. Yeah. I did the first one in August on the 28th, and the next one is on Wednesday in 2 days.
Cool.
Yeah.
How did you decide to do it, or how did this opportunity arise? Because you're doing it in a speakeasy of Mezclero.
Yeah. So the idea was something I was been kicking around for a while of doing something back in Long Beach, because I work in LA, and we were chatting a little bit before we started recording of it is nice to pass through a portal and not work in your own backyard. It kind of helps you compartmentalize things a little bit and manage your life a little. But I do miss Long Beach. I miss the nightlife here, but I just know I don't want to work exactly full time in it, or absolutely full time in it all the time. And I also do miss, a little bit of just that kind of more cocktail culture, really getting in there, working a little later, getting to the darker hours, and kind of hosting something a little bit more, I don't know, dark and intimate. But I didn't really know exactly what that would look like. So I got really inspired by Lee, who you were talking to on another podcast, and what he did with Rose Park Running Club and what that's evolved into, and all the little offshoots. And just the intention to do something for charity is what really kicked it up. And when I had the thought to use it as a way, or use my connections with people in restaurants in LA and Long Beach as a way to raise money for something that matters. So the first one we did was to put together some funds for Long Beach Residents Empowered, which is like a tenants outreach organization. They kind of help people navigate the bureaucracy of getting affordable housing, or if they feel they're being wrongfully evicted, just kind of dealing with all that red tape. So I think they're doing some pretty important work. And then this next one that we're doing is going to go to a friend of ours who suffered a real life quake when he got hit on his motorcycle. And it's just really cool that this group is going to be able to get together and make that not such a disruption for his stability.
Mm-hmm. And you're for this next event, you're collabing with Rose Park Run Club.
Basically just using their reach to just encourage people to show up and have a good time, and awesome. Also help someone out.
Yeah, I wish I could have gone to the last one, but I was working. But I saw videos and this looks like super cool. Like the space is like you said, it's dark and intimate. And you have candles out and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's just kind of cool to I don't know, set it up the way I wanted to, mm-hmm. And just really focus on the atmosphere in there, because cocktails are fun to make and talk about, but I think at the end of the day, what you remember about a bar or a restaurant is the atmosphere.
Oh, 100%.
If the lighting's right, if the music's right, and the drinks don't matter that much. If you have two of them, you get a little loose, and
the atmosphere just elevates it
100%. It's all about experience curation, and my favorite restaurants and bars focus 100% on that stuff, and know that the other stuff will follow.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite drink on your menu?
Ooh, I mean, I did a different one for the first one, and I'll admit I haven't tasted anything for this next one yet.
Okay, the last menu.
Let's see. I made an old fashioned that was actually really good. Mm-hmm. Was able to use Suntory Toki. They helped pitch a lot of liquor for it, it was just really easy. Just a teaspoon of some peach liqueur and some orange marmalade. I made an old fashioned. It was delicious. Smoke and peaches go really good together.
I love.
And Toki's got a little bit of that smoke.
Fashioned.
Yeah,
I haven't had one in a long time, but I do enjoy a good old fashioned.
What are you doing Wednesday?
I'm working. Dude, I work Monday through Friday. I know all you guys are gonna be hating on me. He's like, "What? You're off Monday, or you work Monday through Friday? You have Saturday, Sunday off?" It's weird.
Hey,
I'm still adjusting to it, but everyone that listens to this will be definitely talking shit on me. Yeah, we have Sundays off. We're closed because we're closed.
Okay, nice.
But I have Saturday off because I'm in charge of the Monday service, so it just happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird having the weekends off because I'm used to having the Sunday Monday, and Monday being that day to do errands and stuff, and everything's just empty because everybody's at work, and now I have to do stuff on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
And it's so crowded everywhere. And just getting anywhere takes extra long than it would on a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the worst ever. And it's if you're listening and you don't live in California, California is horrible traffic.
The worst place to drive around.
Yeah.
The worst place to drive around.
And coming to the studio 15 minutes is it took way longer.
My brother lives in Germany, and they basically don't have a word for traffic the way we use it. No. If you're on a freeway and you're not moving fast, it's because something horrible happened. There's an actual bad accident.
There's an actual bad accident.
You know what I mean? It's the idea of just the everyday commuter traffic is not something that occurs to them, because they have public transportation and a lot of other things. But yeah, it's just funny when last time I visited, that's one thing that they told me is when we come over to California and you just say traffic is bad, we're like, what are you talking about? What does that mean? Could you imagine?
Oh my God. I mean, in Manila, Philippines, when I was there for a little bit, their traffic is horrible. There's no lanes. It's really weird. It's just everyone's just trying to weave, but they're going so slow. And
damn, and we have all the signs and all the lines,
work,
and we can't figure it out.
Yeah. So where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
Man, I think it'd be really cool if Team Ad the Meadow was able to grow into something that was doing something actively cool in the community. Maybe if it's a brick and mortar, would be amazing. And also at that point, Margot would be 9, and I guess I just hope I'll have enough time to coach a soccer team at that point. So whatever I'm up to, I just hope I don't have to be working service 5 nights a week. I hope I have enough enough growth elsewhere to where I can spend more time with her at night and be a little bit more regular on the dad front.
Yeah, that'd be definitely ideal. I mean, we were just talking to Lee about like, just restaurants and just not allowing their employees to like have like the freedom, or like, it'd just be good to like be at a place where you're like able to have free time and have normal hours and a better wage.
Yep.
And yeah.
So
to allow you to do what you want to do, but also not, killing yourself at a job.
Yeah, and restaurants are all I know.
Yeah,
so it's all about figuring out how to harness that and do something good without also just, setting myself up to have to do it forever. You know what I mean? So yeah, it'd be really cool if Team Mad was able to grow into something that, I could prop up and support myself a little bit more with, and then just spend more time with her. So 5 years from now, more time with my kid.
Yeah. I can definitely see your pop-up happening.
Thanks, man.
Getting big. I mean, I haven't tried your drinks there, but I've tried your drinks before. They're good. And I think your concept is cool.
I mean, I really appreciate that.
And like what you're trying to do, not just as being a bar and giving drinks to people, but the whole outside of it as well,
Yeah. So. I think it's important. I think the best bars are they care about their community and they want to be active members of their community and make it better. And that's why Long Beach is better than the sum of all of its parts, in my opinion. I really like it here. And that's because of things like Rose Park Running Club and, Sala and just other places that just Long Beach Rising.
Yeah.
I think when community is the focus on any kind of business, those are the ones that make it because the people who live there want to support it, and B, just people who work there seem to be proud to work there.
Yeah, definitely. Totally agree with you. And I'm starting to see like a rise in those kind of places now. I mean, there's definitely these like big establishments that have been here for a long time, but they've never done anything like they've done community oriented things, but it didn't seem genuine to the community, if that makes sense. And now with these like newer establishments, which are like run by younger people, like Good Time, they do community events all the time,
right?
And it's kind of like, and then Sala, they're like 27 or something like that. I don't know, but I think they're 27. But it's like they're trying to be a part of the community, and they want to change it, and they want to help other people in the community. Yeah. And I think people like our age, we like get that and we see that and we just want to like be a part of that, and also give back, Yeah.
I think that's the common denominator, and that along with, just having a real organic vision, something that's truly inspired and not just another gimmick. A lot of restaurants and bars open up and it just seems to be kind of a cut, copy, and paste of trends from 5-10 years ago. And it seems a little tired.
See here all the time. I'm getting tired of it.
I don't want to start naming stuff right now.
I already know where you're headed there. You don't have to say the name. I already know, dude. It'd just be, I'm not going to talk about that. But I just want better places to go to in Long Beach. And the few that are the places I like, I keep going to them because, like I said, they're community oriented and they know quality.
Yeah, we can always use more of that.
Yes, I agree. And like you're doing your pop-up here, so and you work in LA and you like know the standard, as I like work in LA and I know the standard, and I want to come back to Long Beach and bring that here with like what I am passionate about, like cooking, if I ever want to open a brick and mortar, and it's kind of like the same thing. So it's just like, it's super rad to see like friends.
Long Beach is getting there though.
Yeah, it's amazing.
We have a Michelin star restaurant on 7th Street.
Yeah.
It's amazing what's happening at Heritage. 7th Street. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then Gusto Bread, people are talking about them in LA. It's really sick. And that's all happened in my short time here. I've only been here 6 years.
We're in a renaissance right now.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And you're part of it.
That's really sweet of you.
Yeah. It's great to have you on the podcast today.
Oh, dude, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming. We'll catch you soon. Hopefully at a pop-up. Maybe I could get it off somehow.
We'll get you in there.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was your line check for today. We'll see you next time. Bye.